Elections were created to make people believe they have a say in their governments. So, before I get into this topic, I just wanted to remind people that if you aren't subscribed to me, please hit that subscribe button. About 70% of my viewers are not subbed, and it would greatly help the channel if you did that. I would greatly appreciate you. Now, getting into this topic, this is pretty much just a part 2 of the last video. So if you saw the last video, you saw how upset I got, how heated I got. And I'm going to try to relax a little bit more in this video, although I still might get upset because this topic really does trigger me. And if you want to hit my hot button, right? Like if you want to piss me off, talk to me about politics, right? Because I just don't understand how I live in a world where there's so many freaking people that believe in politics or that we need it. And I had somebody come to my channel named John Doe. I'm sure that's his real name, right? And he was just talking shit because he's really bought into this shit about we need governments and we need elections and we need this, that, and the other, right? So if you saw that video, you saw what he said, and I recommend you go watch that and then come back and watch this. Anyways, the reason why I'm making this video is because I didn't make all the points I wanted to make in my last video, so I want to finish up the points that I was trying to make. I kind of rushed through that video because I was on a time limit. I kind of want to keep it under 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to say what I didn't say in that video and continue forward. So there's this issue that I keep running into, and John Doe was another person that highlighted it to me. And that is there's the sense of entitlement, right? There are people that believe that because you make videos, they can say whatever they want to you and you can't say anything back to them. I don't know where the fuck you crawled out of or where you think this applies or who you've been watching or where this unwritten rule exists that I've never heard of. But I'm not one of those people that you're going to come here and talk shit and I'm not going to say shit to you. That's just not going to happen. If you think I'm going to take the high road or be the nice guy or the bigger person, whatever the fuck you think I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that thing that you think. So if you talk shit, I'm telling you right now, expect me to talk shit back to you, right? So it is what it is. That's just the way I operate. I've always been that way and I will always be that way. So don't expect anything else. But the reason why politics and governments were created. Well, let me talk about politics first. Politics were created to give people a false sense of hope and belief that they have some kind of control and say in what their governments do and who is in control, right? So when you go out and vote, you have this belief that, oh, well, I voted, so that means that I have a say in this. When you really don't. You don't have a say in any of the laws that are made. You don't have any say in any of the people that get elected. But let's just go by the system that exists, right? Half of the people that vote, their candidate doesn't get in, right? Roughly half. So did those people really have a say? And that's if you so the people that win, supposedly, right? You win the vote or your candidate wins. You guys get to have the say now. But the ones that didn't win, they don't have any say at all because their candidate didn't win, right? So think about that. Now, to put the cherry on the shit cake, the people that did win the election or their side won, right? They still don't have a say because the candidates are chosen for you and the ones that are behind the scenes that control the world, the evil demons that I talk about, they've already decided who they want to win the election. So it doesn't matter who you vote for or whatever. And if the last election didn't teach you that lesson, if people really think that this dude that is in office right now is legitimate, that's all I'm going to say. If you think that he's legitimate, something's wrong with you. That's all I'm going to say. So if that election didn't teach you guys that your vote doesn't matter, I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take. Granted, I'm not a supporter of either one. I think they're both clowns, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go further with that. Now, because these systems were put into place by entities that are not from this planet, they don't really care how you feel about it. They're going to do what they're going to do. They take these systems and they go to different planets and they do it everywhere they go, right? They bring those systems with them. These are not human-made systems. Humans don't do this kind of shit. If you leave humans alone, they'll live in their little communities and their societies, and they'll get along fine. But when you have outside forces that bring all the shit onto humans and force you into a system, and you're born and raised into this, you believe that this is what it's supposed to be. But that's not the way it is. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not natural for humans to do this shit to each other, to have these governments and countries and separation and voting and all this other shit. That's not the way it was made. Those concepts were introduced by evil demons that came here and brought that here. That's just the way it works. Do some research and you'll figure it out. Now, again, the real reason why they give you the vote is to put on a show, to give you the illusion, oh, look, you get to pick who gets to control you. You get to pick who makes laws for you. You get to pick who gets to tell you what to do. That's what that is for, to make you feel like you're part of it. But you're not. Period. You're not. Do you get to change the laws? Do you get to kick them out of office if they do something wrong that you don't like? No, right? Do you get to really tell them what to do? No. You just get to put them up there. And once they're there, they do whatever the fuck they want to do. They don't have to listen to you anymore. You did your part, right? Supposedly. So now that they're there, guess what? They don't have to do shit that you say. That's just how it works. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. But when you try to pressure them to do something that you want, they never fucking do it. The people don't have a say in shit. But anyways, I want to ask that John Doe guy who I made the video about last video. What did supporting Trump really get you besides January 6th? Did it get you anything else? You have to understand, Trump is a puppet. He was put there to do what he did. He was a face for a certain movement, for a certain cause. You needed to have an opposition to Biden. That's what Trump was, right? So you have Trump versus Biden, Trump versus Hillary, Trump versus whatever, right? You have to have the two sides in order for things to seem legitimate. If you have both sides being the same way, you don't really have, what's the point of the election, right? You have to have two opposing sides. That's how it works. But that doesn't mean that Trump is not a puppet. He was put there to do what he's doing. So the way I see it is the only ass clowns are the people that actually buy this shit and believe in this shit and support it and think that it matters. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you think is going on. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Again, if these people look at Biden, right? Try to get him out of office. He's not a good president, right? Most people would agree on that. And yet, and still, even people that voted for him regret it, right? But he's still in office. So does it matter what people want? Does it matter what people say? No. What matters is they put who they want up there. And then everybody goes along, follows along, and does what they're told. But anyways, the way that I see it is you shouldn't have somebody other than your parents teach you right from wrong. And if your parents can't teach you right from wrong, then nobody can. Everybody should innately know this. If people don't know what's right and wrong, then the whole world is fucked. You need to know. Like even when your parents tell you something, right? If your parents are trying to teach you right from wrong and they're telling you this is wrong or this is right, you got to know whether they're telling you the truth, right? You got to know if what they're saying to do, you got to know within yourself. You got to feel it. And if you don't, you're never going to know right from wrong. You're just going to be fucked. But that's how this works too. You don't need a government. You don't need a president. You don't need any politician to tell you what to do. You should know what to do. Period. And if humans were left alone, they would get along and they wouldn't, maybe there would still be fights, whatever, yada, 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 right? That's always going to happen. But it wouldn't be the way it is now. I can guarantee you that. It wouldn't be this bad. But anyways, I've said enough about this. I hope you guys get the point. We don't need politics. We don't need governments. We don't need to vote. We don't need elections. We don't need none of this shit. And if you think we need it, then you're a fucking idiot. That's all I have to say about that. If you like, comment, subscribe. Check the links for the support for the channel. If you want to support other social media or whatever, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.